Hi, Jeremy here with another shot from the golfing curriculum. Today we're looking at full swing, in particular the downswing of Scottie Scheffler. I'm going to show you a shot right away.
So this is a slow motion of Scottie Scheffler's iron shot to the fourth in the last round. What I see is how quickly his arms are moving. These stills will show it really well, and how quiet the body is until this moment here. And now he really has rotated. Arms down, body rotates later. That's what I see. Let's have another look. And you can see at this point here, body's hardly moving, arms and hands moving really quickly, delivering the club beautifully square.
So in that sequence, as you just saw, the arms descended really quite quickly compared to what the lead shoulder did. In the downswing, the club has got to come from all the way over my head, back down, back down, back down, back down, all the way to the ball, whilst my lead shoulder here does that. Now, clearly, the body is doing less than the arms. Yeah, and the mistake I see so many amateurs making is starting their downswing with the body before they get the arms down. Now they get it wrong in one of two ways. They'll drive the knees and hips forward because they've been told to drive the hips and shift laterally, and the head drops back. You need a little bit of lateral shift, but not like this. If you do that, then you'll almost certainly fat your irons. Might be okay for driving, but it won't be good for the rest of the 20 shots on the curriculum. And what they also do sometimes is they start the swing with the downswing with the upper body, and that throws the club into a really steep plane. You can see the club coming through my shoulder there. Even worse, sometimes out here, and then it has to come down in a real hurry, and the body will end up dropping back. This is absolutely no good for a driver swing. You might be able to hit a wedge, but actually, yeah, the club will come down far too steeply, and you can see it's off the plane that we want to be on. I think a really good idea is 9 o'clock here, horizontal and parallel, up to the top of the backswing over the shoulder, and back down again to 9 o'clock here. This is a really simple and good guide, but you can see what I'm going to have to do to get it down there is independently move my arms down, whilst the left shoulder, for right-handers, for me obviously the right shoulder, doing it as a left-hander here, the left shoulder moves off my chin and moves about 5 inches, and once I get the club down to this point here, Arnold Palmer's driving the nail early, I'll show you that in a second. All I really need to do then is move my right knee across, and I've got perfectly square club face. So my knee wants to do that, my shoulder wants to do that, and the arms and hands have got to move the club head the quickest. So the club head has to move 1 yard, 2 yards, 3 yards, 4 yards back to the ball at speed. Now, if you're not doing that with your arms independently, then you may well be doing it with the body. Again, terrible way of doing it, and your game will suffer. This is something that good players do, and it's not all about turning and rotating. It just isn't. Yes, that's important if you want power, but actually for most golfers who slice the ball, that is the worst possible advice. If you are open coming down, yep, and you turn the body even harder, then you will be more open coming down. The body simply does not square the face. The hands and arms do it. Let's take a closer look at that. So here's Arnold Palmer's nail drill. If I go up to the top of my backswing, what this low handicapper had in mind, or Arnold had in mind, was that the club was squared up by this point already, and that the nail would be driven along the ground in that fashion. It's a brilliant image, gets the club face square. You can see how little my body has done. It is braced for impact. Left shoulder's come away from my chin. Right knee has to just move a little bit in, and then I'm in a decent impact position. By kicking the right knee in, or kicking it in, or moving it moving it forward, I haven't dropped my head back or thrust my hips in any way. I've simply got the club down to the point where the nail was, and now my body turn brings the club to the ball perfectly square. And that's how we keep the face square for so long as well. To start with, if you slice, don't worry about moving the body too much. What we need to do is get the club closing, and then we can use the nail in a completely different way at this point. Let me again show you what I mean by readjusting this. So I feel like I'm hammering the nail in this way. This is a brilliant way to square the club. So let me show you that post drill using the nail in a slightly different way. This is a great thing to do if you are a slicer. Can you see how the club has been returned horizontally? I've twisted the club face back. It's a total exaggeration. If you actually manage this, you'd hit a huge hook, but as a feeling, it's a brilliant one. And actually, this is where my hands need to get to by the time I get to impact. Can you see? By getting the hands down to this point here, all I need to do is just move my trail knee a little bit, move my lead shoulder away from my chin, and now I've got pretty good impact where I am actually quite rotated in the lower half, for me anyway. But I didn't aim for that. If you do that straight away, you have no chance. Look how open the club face is now. You cannot square it between this point and the ball. It's just too late. So the sequence, it's very often not what you do, it's when you do it that really counts. So we need to get the arms down first, rotate the club face. Again, if you get to, if you're a slicer, chances are your club face is somewhere here, or that needs to change. The only thing that controls it is the wrist action. I'm obviously assuming a good grip. There are other videos on that, but then rotate the club face down. And I have seen serial slicers go to hitting a draw which they never ever thought they could hit. How was somebody last week in my Thursday practice club, always been slicing, always came down open. We tried this and he was hitting draws for fun. It was really quite amazing actually, and not difficult to do. He was a mid-teen handicapper. He'd never hit a draw consistently in his life, but by doing this, he did.
So one final look at Scottie here. Fast hands, quiet body.
And this is the way to use video of a great player and ideas from Arnold Palmer, a great player of yesteryear, 7 majors to his name. Scottie's got 4 now, so yeah, we'll watch that progression as it develops. But anyway, thank you for watching. I hope you've learned something about the downswing. Good luck, and see you next time for another shot on the golfing curriculum.